Chief Hollow Horn Bear, 1850 to March 15, 1913, was a Brule Lakota warrior at Little Bighorn and later U.S. Army Scout. He traveled to Washington, D.C. in 1880 and in 1888 to protest broken treaties, then led Rosebud Agency police. Between 1890 to 1910, he negotiated for schools and annuities. In 1913, the American Indian stamp featured his portrait, and he appeared on U.S. currency specimens. He died of pneumonia in D.C. Thousands attended his funeral, honoring his diplomatic leadership. Chief Flying Hawk, 1854 to 1931, was a Lakota historian, performer, and statesman. He fought at Little Bighorn in 1876, alongside Crazy Horse, and survived Wounded Knee. From 1883 into the 1920s, he toured with Buffalo Bill's Wild West shows in the U.S. and Europe, using performances to educate audiences about Lakota culture. He later lectured and collaborated with researchers to document tribal traditions and correct stereotypes. After Irontail's death in 1916, he led the Wild West Indians performers. His writings and speeches preserve first-hand Lakota perspectives. White Man Runs Him, 1858 to 1920, was a Crow scout who rode with Lieutenant Colonel Custer at Little Bighorn in 1876. After the battle, he provided detailed Crow language accounts to Army officers and journalists, emphasizing tribal strategy and diplomacy. He later testified in congressional hearings, advocating for Crow land rights. Though aligned with U.S. forces, he remained a Crow cultural custodian, organizing tribal councils and sun dance ceremonies until his death in 1920. His interviews remain vital indigenous perspectives on the conflict. Redwing, also known as Tatankamani, 1755 to March 4, 1829, led the Mendiwakanton Dakota near modern Redwing, Minnesota. Succeeding his father around 1806, he fought for the British in 1812, then allied with the U.S. in 1814. He signed the 1815 St. Louis Treaty ceding land east of the Mississippi and met with Ojibwe leaders to manage intertribal diplomacy. Known for vision dreams guiding tribal councils, he faced settler encroachment with ritual and dialogue. He died in 1829, remembered for balancing warrior prowess with peacemaking. Chief War Eagle, circa 1785 to 1851, led the Yankton Sioux in early 19th century frontier diplomacy. He served as a British ally in 1812 and later negotiated U.S. treaties, receiving a silver medal at Washington Councils in 1837. He guided settlers and traders safely on river voyages, balancing protection of Yankton lands with peaceful trade relations. He died in 1851. Sioux City, Iowa, erected a monument in his honor in 1880, celebrating his legacy of peacemaking and cultural mediation. Kewako, Good Fox, circa 1800 to 1871, was a Pawnee chief captured in Delancey W. Gill's 1902 photograph, wearing a peace medal, otter fur breastplate, and fan. He signed treaties with the U.S. to protect Pawnee lands and retained rights to perform Morning Star and harvest ceremonies tied to Pawnee cosmology. He mediated disputes with settlers while upholding seasonal rituals that sustained tribal unity. He died in 1871, leaving a legacy of balancing diplomacy and spiritual stewardship amid dispossession. Chief Porcupine adopted the ghost dance religion after surviving Little Bighorn in 1876. In the 1890s, he traveled intertribally to share the ghost dance's message of spiritual renewal and nonviolent resistance. U.S. authorities often suppressed his ceremonies, but Porcupine continued to teach songs and dances that blended Cheyenne prophecy with cultural revitalization. He fostered pan-tribal solidarity in spiritual revival before his death around 1905. His legacy is that of a peace advocate whose religious leadership offered hope during dire times. Chief Wild Horse, Kobai Obura, was a Quahati Comanche leader in the 1870s to 80s. He fought at the 1874 Adobe Walls Raid alongside Comanche and Cheyenne, and, after major hostilities ended, became second chief under Bull Bear. In 1875 to 76, he helped guide remaining bands to Fort Sill, working with U.S. agents to secure food and shelter. A circa 1880 portrait by W.P. Bliss at Fort Sill is one of the few authenticated images of a Quahati chief. He died in the late 1880s, remembered for his strategic leadership during the Comanche's final resistance. Thundercloud, circa 1856 to 1916, born Dominique Laplante, was a Blackfeet elder, scout, and show performer. He served U.S. Army expeditions as a guide and later appeared in Buffalo Bill's Wild West and P.T. Barnum shows, promoting Blackfeet culture. His 1898 portrait by Frank Reinhardt at the Trans-Mississippi Exposition highlighted living traditions. Known for healing ceremonies, he taught youth sacred songs and served as a cultural ambassador. He died in 1916, his contributions bridging Blackfeet spirituality with broader audiences. Charley Washakie, son of Chief Washakie, was photographed in 1899 at Wind River Reservation. Born circa 1879, he maintained tribal ceremonies, storytelling, and Shoshone language instruction amid boarding school pressures. While not a treaty negotiator like his father, Charley served on tribal councils in the early 20th century, advocating for family land allotments. His dignified portraits convey youth bearing the weight of cultural transition. He died in 1960, leaving a legacy of cultural stewardship through education and ceremony. High Hawk, 1844, circa 1915, served as an Oglala Lakota warrior, orator, and liaison with U.S. officials during the reservation era. He attended major tribal councils at Pine Ridge, negotiating on issues of land use, education, and legal rights. Known for his eloquence in Lakota and English, he upheld cultural ceremonies, language courses, and youth mentorship. His spiritual depth and political acumen helped maintain Lakota traditions under assimilationist policies. He died around 1915, leaving a legacy of articulate leadership and cultural advocacy. Chief Last Horse was an Oglala Lakota leader, active in the 1890s. Born about 1848 to 49, he belonged to the Kiaksa Band. Photographs by George E. Spencer show him in full regalia, indicating his high status. He guided his people from nomadic plains life into reservation existence, leading ceremonies, councils, and mentoring youth in Lakota language and customs. Though detailed written records of his policies are scarce, oral histories credit him with stabilizing tribal governance and ensuring continuity of ceremonies. Chief Left Hand Bear of the Brule Lakota is known from late 1800s photographs and tribal lore. He is said to have stood firm against U.S. pressures, insisting on the continuation of sacred ceremonies, council authority, and traditional justice. Few written accounts exist, but his image in full regalia endures in oral histories as a testament to Brule pride. He is remembered for using both spiritual leadership and diplomacy to sustain his people's identity during a period of forced cultural change. Chief Three Horses, active in the late 1800s, was a Lakota Sioux leader whose name symbolized endurance. During forced relocation to reservations, he organized council meetings and spiritual gatherings, teaching young people traditional horse songs and survival skills. Oral histories describe him as a calm, yet firm presence in both governance and ceremony. His guidance fostered community cohesion and cultural pride amid adversity. Today, he is commemorated as an emblem of Lakota perseverance during the transition from free-ranging life to reservation society. Son of famed Chief Red Cloud, Jack Red Cloud succeeded his father around 1909 as a traditional chief of the Oglala Lakota on Pine Ridge Reservation. Though less celebrated as a warrior, Jack was respected as a diplomat, negotiating with reservation agents to secure resources for his people. He maintained tribal cohesion through council deliberations and cultural events. While documentation is limited, oral histories and period references portray him as a bridge between his father's legacy and modern leadership. He died at Pine Ridge in 1918. Plain Owl, Apsealuke, was a Crow elder active late 19th to early 20th century, serving as spiritual advisor and youth mentor. He led storytelling sessions, Sundance teachings, and council protocol training. Though few written sources exist, Crow historians credit him with preserving clan songs and tribal laws during boarding school and reservation pressures. Known for his quiet counsel and deep insight, he ensured ceremonial traditions survived in oral transmission. He passed away around 1920, revered for safeguarding Crow heritage. Four Souls appears in a 1909 photograph at Rocky Boys Reservation labeled Four Souls, son of Chief Little Bear of the Chippewa Cree tribe. Likely Plains, Lakota, or Dakota, his name evokes the four soul components of many Sioux cosmologies. Tribal lore credits him as a ceremony aid, connecting participants to ancestral spirits. Though no further written records survive, his image persists in museum collections and tribal memory as a symbol of spiritual depth during cultural suppression. Taqui appears in southwestern oral traditions, among Hopi or Zuni, as a medicine person and ceremonial guardian. Credited with protecting ritual knowledge from missionary interference, he taught sacred dances, songs, and agricultural rites tied to seasonal cycles. While no written chronicles survive, elders recount his role as a bridge between ancestors and youth, ensuring continuity of land-based spirituality. Taqui's enduring legacy reflects the resilience of Pueblo ceremonies in the face of colonization. Shot in the eye was a Plains warrior, likely Lakota or Cheyenne, whose name reflects a grievous war wound. Oral accounts describe his recovery and subsequent leadership in defense raids, turning his scar into a symbol of courage. Though no formal battle records cite him, storytellers recount his resilience and his role in teaching warriors to honor both bravery and healing rituals. His legend persists as a paradigm of unbroken spirit in the face of frontier violence. Yellow Shirt is known from a 1908 to 1909 studio portrait attending the Carlisle Indian Industrial School. Wearing a yellow cloth shirt decorated with beadwork and feathers, he symbolized warrior prestige and ceremonial authority. While his personal biography is unrecorded, he likely participated in Sundance rituals and tribal defense councils before mandatory schooling. His vivid attire endures in photographic archives as a testament to Lakota artistic resilience during U.S. assimilation efforts. Thanks for watching till the end. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It really motivates me to keep creating more content.